You're watching the Western Athletic Conference. It's here on ESPN. The WAC's best, Grand Canyon University, one of the best records in the country. They've made their way to Abilene, Texas. They'll take on the ACU Wildcats here today. Welcome inside Moody Coliseum at Abilene Christian University. Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. Hey, Grand Canyon has not stubbed their toe very often this year at 24-3, but they did fall to Tarleton on Thursday. They'll catch an ACU team here today, Owen, winners of 3 in a row.
And this is what really separates the good teams from the great teams. How do you respond after a rare loss in the season? Grand Canyon has its eyes set on some March Madness, and it's going to be proven whether today if they can weather the storm.
Should be a good one today. Good 40 minutes of basketball as we look at the standings. Again, GCU out in front of Tarleton. They're 14-2. ACU at 6-9, tied for that 8th place spot, the last spot for the Western Athletic Conference tournament coming up in Las Vegas. Hey, Owen, let's look at our impact players here today. And we look at the 2 superstars for these teams. Tyon Grant Foster for GCU. It's Ali Diba for the Wildcats.
Yeah, at 6'7", Grant Foster at the guard spot, using all of that length to score in any way, shape, or form. And one of the best scorers, not just in the conference, but in the country. Meanwhile, on the other side for ACU, Ali Diba has been a resource for the Wildcats all season long. When they need a bucket, they go to him. It should be a great matchup between these 2 players.
The Lopes, the top team in the WAC, one of the best teams in the country. With more on that, let's send it courtside to the 3rd member of our team, and Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Thanks, guys. Coming into this game, GCU has a record of 24-3 on the season, among the top 3 nationally ranked teams in the country. Number 1, Purdue, number 2, Houston, and number 3, UConn. It's going to be a good one here today, and they're even getting votes in the top 25 AP polls, giving them a really good shot at the March Madness tournament coming up next month. ACU is going to have their hands full today here in Moody Coliseum in Abilene, Texas. It could be a good one. Andy, back to you.
Bryce Drew's brother, Scott Drew, and the Baylor Bears earlier today in overtime. Houston joins the ranks of 24-3. All 3 just half a game behind the nation's leader, James Madison, at 25-3. A lot of conversation about, are the Lopes worthy of an at-large bid? They can still work on it on the floor. Wildcats still with work to do to get to WAC Vegas, the Western Athletic Conference tournament, here in just a few weeks. As it is Betty-All in the center circle with Brennan. WAC basketball on a Saturday afternoon is underway from Abilene, Texas. It's the typical starting 5 for the Wildcats. Betty-All, McLean, Madden, Simmons, and Diba. In the Wildcats, winners of their last 3, including a home win, wire-to-wire victory versus Cal Baptist on Thursday, 71-65. Shot clock already down to 5 here on the opening possession. As Diba a touch. McLean will fire left wing, and it's a great start for the home team. Kavion McLean, the 3.
Yeah, the Wildcats really struggled to shoot the 3 the last time these 2 teams faced off. Just 2 for 10 the whole game. Already get 1 early on the first possession.
Harrison, Grant Foster, Moore, Brennan, and McLaughlin, the starting 5. Of course, Harrison, the preseason WAC Player of the Year. Gabe McLaughlin, part of that WAC all-conference team in the preseason. Loaded roster, including Tyon Grant Foster. His first shot is long.
Great defense from Diba.
It's a shooter's game today. GCU leads almost every offensive category, including points per game at 80.5, 46.5 field goal percentage. There is Bryce Drew, his 4th season, already 2 NCAA tournament appearances with the Lopes. The WAC conference tournament each of those 2 years, including last year where they fell to Gonzaga in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, he's turned the Lopes into a formidable mid-major, a team that has its eyes on much bigger goals than just a conference title.
Colin Moore gets to the rim on the right side. First 2 today for the Lopes, the 6'4" junior. Transfer from Georgia State. ACU averaging just over 72.5 a game. That's 7th in the WAC in scoring. Defensively, they've been much better. They held SFA to 62 last Saturday, and again, California Baptist to 65 on Thursday. Hunter Jack Madden, a dribble, a shot. Diba, an offensive board. And last touch by the Lopes. And there's a look at Brett Tanner in his 3rd season with the Wildcats. aims for win number 50. Here's the ACU head man today. Picked up 49 on Thursday.
Yeah, and still just trying to get his team back on track. They've done a really good job over the past couple weeks. 3 wins in a row after a tough stretch of consecutive losses. This is the best they've looked all season long.
McLean already 1 triple today. Off the rim this time. Grant Foster has the rebound. Grant Foster's second in the league in scoring, 19.1 a game. Right behind Dominique Daniels of CBU. Moore, another look on the baseline on the backdoor cut. Simmons a run out, no numbers. And the trail to Deba. Oh, and I think it's a shooter's game today. Just the team that gets hot offensively has got a great chance to win.
And a very physical game is what we're going to expect, as we already have a foul call right on cue. And both teams are really going to try and drive it inside. That's what we saw in the first time these two teams faced off, and that's just the identity with a lot of size out on the court. We're going to see a lot of foul calls, a lot of physicality. This game really well could be decided inside the paint.
Grand Canyon a 10-point win in Phoenix. Here's another foul on the inbounds. Ali Deba will go to the line. He'll shoot our first free throw. Grant Foster the foul.
Yes. Yeah, there it is, just a lob to Deba.
Again, a 10-point spread in Phoenix back in early January, 74-64.
That was a very competitive game, too. Going into halftime, Grand Canyon led just by 1 point. ACU got off to a really good start. And that's really been the story for the Lopes all season long, is struggling to put together a complete 40 minutes. They saw it on Thursday in their loss to Tarleton, up 15 points with 11 to go, and just couldn't seal the deal, ending their win streak. Now trying to get back on track on the road one more time.
Deba 1 of 2 at the line, the leading scorer for the Wildcats at 15.3. That ranks 7th. As you can see, Grand Canyon has not lost back-to-back games in more than a year. Early February of last year, Brennan misses at the rim. Last touch by the Lopes. Wildcats have it back. It's unfamiliar territory again. They have not lost 2 in a row in over a year.
I'll tell you, that was a big mismatch underneath with Duke Brennan, and Hunter Jack Madden comes crashing inside to force the miss. And ACU back on offense. Great start for the Wildcats in the first few minutes.
Madden a touch, 4 threes on Thursday. Betty Hall the reverse, got it to go. Whistle and a foul, free throw for Leo Betty Hall. Chance for a 3-point play.
And Brennan will pick up his first foul. This is great awareness by Betty Hall. Quick move, turnaround, reverse layup. And the whistle blows, a chance at a 3-point play for number 3.
Betty Hall played well in Phoenix. He had 15 points in the first matchup, 7 of 15 from the field. Did that in 28 minutes. It's a nice start for the home team, an early 5-point lead. Moore will run the point. He's between the circles. Harrison a touch. Harrison played huge in Abilene last year. He'll get the nice soft touch and the bounce off the rim. His first 2 today.
Nice shot by Harrison. The over pursuit by McLean, getting that open opportunity back to a 1-possession game.
Grand Canyon won here in Abilene by 2 last year. Arion Simmons missed a 3 at the buzzer. GCU the 2-point win. Harrison was absolutely huge here on the road last year. Brennan down strip into the hands of Moore. And he will attack versus Madden. Gets it up off the glass and good. Moore, a little shuffle, but avoided the contact, played through it. He's got his second field goal.
Yeah, a lot of contact, too. Surprised not to hear a whistle, letting them play on.
Simmons in the paint versus McLaughlin. Uses the left hand. Good position, McLaughlin. Let it go. Arion has his first 2.
They want to get Simmons involved. He's been calling for it on the block early on in this first half.
Grant Foster a drive. Contact. Stripped out of his hands, right into the hands of Brennan. Duke Brennan, the 6'10 sophomore.
This is what makes Grand Canyon so special. Their size underneath gives them a lot of second chance opportunities. A big reason they're 24-3 on the year.
Transfer from Arizona State, Duke Brennan. First year in a GCU uniform. Simmons his first triple, and he's got it. Hunter Jack, the leading three-point shooter for the Wildcats at 42.5%, just made his 54th of the year. Get 4 triples in each of the last 2 games on the road at SFA and Thursday versus CBU. Whistle on the floor and a foul on the Wildcats. We'll reset after our timeout. Good start for the home team. Got an early 4-point lead. Vincent Owen, let's take a look at today's keys to the game.
Yeah, we've already seen this in evidence in the first 4 minutes of play for ACU. It's really about finding those high-quality shots. Hunter Jack Madden has found those at the top of the key already, but also limiting second chance opportunities for a big and tall Grand Canyon starting 5. And then on the other side for the Lopes, do not get comfortable. There have been blown leads, slow starts this season that have cost them games. Talking about the Thursday loss to Tarleton, they were up 15 with 11 minutes to go. Couldn't finish the job. You don't want to repeat history, and also use the size advantage. One of the biggest mid-majors in the country going up against a small ACU squad on the floor right now.
Already 6 of their 8 points in the paint. Moore has 4 of those. 2 for Harrison, 2 for Brennan in the first 8. Harrison, another leaner. This one hits the back rim and into the hands of Bettiol. ACU's hit their last 3 field goals. Hunter Jack Madden, the 3 from the top of the key. JB Seed on the floor for the first time. Where's number 0, the 6'3" sophomore. Also in, Javon Blacksherry, where's number 10, 5th-year senior. Seed top of the key, 5 on the clock. Simmons, good position, fades out, and he's fouled. It's the foul on Luke War, also on the floor. War wears number 5, the 6'9" senior, and he's got foul number 1. And Arion Simmons makes his way to the line.
This is an important time for the Wildcats on offense with Diva off the floor. They really start to rely on Arion Simmons, and already paying off with a couple attempts here.
Simmons, the 6'5" senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, played his entire career here in the purple and white. As today, Simmons plays career game number 149 in year number 5 of the Wildcat program.
You don't see a lot of college athletes playing from 2019 to present very often these days.
He and Javon Blackshear for GCU could say the same thing, also a 5th-year senior. Dave McLaughlin's been in Phoenix for a long time as well. He has the ball as he dribbles left. Backdoor cut, Grant Foster, a spin. Finishes at the rim. Free throws coming for the Lopes. First time they'll get to the line today.
Both teams really sticking to their identity, crashing inside. It's paid off for both teams. A lot of free throw attempts. We're going to see more and more of this. Grand Canyon finally getting some opportunities in the charity stripe.
This is the first time, it won't be the last today. Tyon Grant Foster at the line. 77% free throw shooter, 188 free throw attempts. Makes number 189. Second in the WAC in scoring at 19.1. The transfer started in Kansas, made his way to DePaul, fought through some health issues. As a matter of fact, had a health scare in the very first game of the season at DePaul, did not play the rest of the year. Transferred to Grand Canyon. A 2-for-2 trip. Back to a 2-point spread. Half-court man-to-man here for GCU. McClain a look, but an offensive foul, an illegal screen, and Bettiol got caught.
Yeah, a little bit of a push on the right block for Bettiol, and that's his second personal foul. We'll see if he stays out on the floor. It looks like they might finally take him to the bench.
He might sit for extended minutes. You can see he'll make his way out. Aiden Igieha, number 22, the Grand Canyon transfer here to ACU, will be on the floor for the first time. Quick breather for Deba, he's back in. Nasir DeGru, the backup point guard, the 6'4" sophomore, number 10, also on the floor. Grant Foster goes to work, got it to go, and a foul. Tyon Grant Foster, as good as advertised. Igieha on the foul. Grant Foster back to the line.
Going up against the former Lope on the attack. Again, the aggressiveness, the drive inside. Tough off-balance shot and a 3-point opportunity.
Stay tied. Grand Canyon has yet to have the lead this afternoon. Wildcats jumped out early. A Kavion McLean 3 on the opening possession. Here's Deeb on a backdoor cut. Simmons the assist.
DeGrew to Simmons in the backdoor pass. Great execution. Much needed bucket for the Wildcats.
McLaughlin now with Iggy Ahan. Aiden bodies him up. In the corner, Blackshear. Shot fake, shot up. Strong. And on the backside, Hunter Jack Matt the board. Simmons, wild shot, tough angle. Deba, an offensive board. Rattles out, bodies all over the floor. Chance to run 3-on-3. Blackshear lost it. Hey, let's hit it courtside to Daisy Strine. Daisy, it's all yours.
Hey, thank you, Andy. Let's take a look at Bryce Drew. He is in his 4th season as Grand Canyon's head coach. Drew has taken all 3 programs he's been the head coach of to the NCAA tournament, including 2 visits with his Lopes team in just 3 seasons of leading the program. Drew even played 6 NBA seasons himself after being drafted 16th overall by the Houston Rockets in 1998. Andy and Owen, back over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. I'm still a little upset with Coach Drew. He busted my NCAA bracket back in 1998. The buzzer beater, Valparaiso over Ole Miss in Oklahoma City. One of the special moments, one shining moment there for Coach Drew. Here's DeGrew with an attack. Free throws coming. It's another foul here on the Lopes. It'll take us to a timeout. ACU hanging on to an early 2-point lead. Good pace here in the first 8 minutes. Wildcats 14, Lopes 12. WAC basketball is here on ESPN+. What did he say? Yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh, man. Let's see. All season long. The passing's been great for ACU. 5 assists already to Grand Canyon 0, but the Lopes are still doing a great job attacking the glass. Now it's just about getting stops and finding some rhythm for both sides to create some separation.
Wildcats did a great job on Thursday taking care of the basketball. Only 7 turnovers in that game versus Cal Baptist. They have 3 already today. Grand Canyon has cashed in on all 3 of those turnovers. 6 points off of those 3 Wildcat turnovers. Nasir DeGrew at the line. He'll make the first. Nasir's been playing really well as of late. Scored a season-high 8 points Thursday. 4 of 5 from the field and 2 major steals that led to wide-open layups. He and McLean share those point guard minutes. McLean's at about 28 minutes a game, where DeGrew's at about 12. But quality minutes, a 2-for-2 trip. It's a 4-point lead. Josh Baker in for the first time for the Lopes. He wears number 22. See if McLaughlin gets a touch. Hasn't really got going offensively. He'll get it here 15 feet from the basket.
Great defense from Hill.
Skip pass finds Ward. Strip, whistle over, foul call. I believe DeGrew got the strip with the foul call on Iggy Ahan, and if that's right, that's, oh, check that. That's actually Mashai Hill who's checked in number 11. Well, actually,
that might be DeGrew.
It was, my apologies.
They're calling it tight right now in the first 9 minutes of the first half.
McLaughlin works against Mashai Hill, the 6'9" freshman. Bodies up, falling away, hook shot, offensive board. Baker on the inside. McLaughlin a spin again. Too strong. Good defensive series for the Wildcats. Cam Steele is also in, number 5 here for ACU. DeGrew the floater. Run out here for the Lopes, 2-on-2. Harrison leads. And he'll finish with the left hand. The preseason WAC Player of the Year, Ray Harrison.
A strong take, good confidence. Lopes needed a score.
Diva works the right side with Steele. Well, we talked about, we thought today would be a starter's game, but who can have some reserves come up and make plays? Here's a foul. Madden on his way to the bucket.
Yeah, just kind of waiting at that moment for both teams. Some reserves in on both sides, but it's the starters that are shining offensively as Hunter Jack Madden led to the free throw line after a lot of contacts on that drive.
Josh Baker, the foul, his first. Team foul number 6. Madden at the line. 80% free throw shooter, Hunter Jack Madden. That last bucket by Ray Harrison gives him 1,000 points in his Grand Canyon career. This is just his second year in a Lopes uniform. He's been something special. That layup with the left hand gives him point number 1,000 in the GCU uniform. And back to a 4-point game.
Still both sides trying to create some separation, unsuccessful thus far. Just comes down to a few possessions. You get a couple stops and a couple scores. New ball game.
Yanni Rivera is in, number 2. Kavion McLean also back in for DeGrew. Madden will get his first breather today. Harrison left side. Whistle, a charge call on Harrison. Kavion McLean was there to take the charge. And that's foul number 2 on Ray Harrison.
He did a great job battling off of the screen, and an easy call for the official with the shove by Harrison. Just like that, 2 personal fouls for Harrison.
It's time Grant Foster back in. Duke Brennan also back in. Let's get a look at a good crowd here at Moody Coliseum today. Lopes at 24-3. Again, same record as UConn, Purdue, and Houston, the top 3 teams in the NCAA standings this week, or top 25. Diva a little strong. Luke Ward the board. Luke Ward's been playing really well the last 5 games. He'll take a 3 here. Ward at 4.5 points a game, but he's been in double figures 5 of the last 6.
Yeah, he's getting comfortable, and no better time than in late February before conference tournament time.
Simmons, too strong as he worked versus Brennan. Wildcats 0 for their last 4 now from the field, and 4 fouled. Free throws coming. Diva reached in and caught the hand. That's Ollie's first.
Both teams were really hot in the first 4 or 5 minutes, and since then the defense has been at center stage.
ACU 5 of 13, 38%. Grand Canyon 6 of 15, 40%. Moore's off to a nice start. Gets the free throw for point number 5. The junior, North Little Rock, Arkansas, the transfer from Georgia State. I'm going to guess that Moore and Simmons, both from Little Rock, probably did some battles back in the day. Wildcats the 3-point lead. Simmons top of the key with 10 to work with. The jump stop, the spin, the up and under, left it short. Whistle and a foul call.
I think that's on ECU.
Cam Steele gets caught. Fighting for position, a little push in the back. Got caught, push in the back of Moore. And it's team foul number 7. Will walk the floor and shoot bonus free throws.
These were the stops that I was talking about. Wildcats 0 for their last 6. No field goals in the last 4 minutes. Grand Canyon, this is their chance, their opportunity to take an advantage. The final 9 minutes of the first half. Important stretch here.
The officials are going to make their way to the far table. I think they wanted to confirm that it was Moore who was fouled. And it was. back to the line. Bettiol is back in again with 2 fouls. So Brett Tanner going to try to steal a few minutes here with Bettiol. Moore makes the first. Had 9 points in Phoenix versus the Wildcats in 29 minutes. And the 9 points in the 10-point GCU win. And it's 1-point game.
Yeah, heavy involvement for Moore, much more than what we saw the last time ACU and Grand Canyon faced off.
Rivera touch, Diva, now McLean. Pick and roll with Bettiol. Leo a touch. Rivera looking at 3. Good box out, it goes off the foot of Brennan though. And it will stay here with the Wildcats.
And notice how Grand Canyon is really playing a tight inside zone. They want ACU to shoot that 3-point shot. They feel confident in their ability to get stops in the interior. See if they continue it here.
McLean in a tough spot. That's a tough location to try to make an inbounds. He couldn't do it. It's a 5-second violation. Turnover number 4 here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Lopes look great here. They're protecting the interior, but also keeping an eye on a couple of key options for the Wildcats and just simply run out of time.
GCU has yet to lead this afternoon. They have a chance here on this possession down 1. Grant Foster a spin underneath Brennan. Got a step on Simmons. The Lopes their first lead. Brennan's got 4 here in the first half.
Lopes back to that man defense.
Floating shot McLean, he's fouled, free throws coming. Grant Foster a wide-eyed look at the official as he walks by. But it was not on him, it was called on Brennan. So Brennan his second free throws for McLean. Kavion at 6.5 points a game. Shoots the free throw well at 84%. We're really surprised by the field goal percentages. It's been tough defense.
Well, it's wild too because we talked about the first 4 minutes. Both teams were shooting over 50%, and since then it has just plummeted on both sides.
A lot of the work has been from the free throw line. They see 8 of 11 now at the line. Grand Canyon 5 of 7. Grant Foster going to work. Stripped out of his hands, chance to run. Diva, left side, got to go.
And that all starts with Madden on the double team, strips the ball, and the 2 points, forcing a timeout as ACU has responded.
Grant Rice-Drew wants to talk to the Lopes. Here's the steal, the finish. Simmons to Diva. Wildcats, they've got a 3-point lead. Beautiful day in Abilene, Texas. Who would have thought we'd be in the mid-70s here in February? That's where we are today. It's a 3-point Wildcat lead, 22-19. Hey, don't forget, Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. Central on ESPN+. It's the Brett Tanner Show. Coach Tanner will tell us about the week that was and the week that is to come. A behind-the-scenes look at the Wildcats. The Brett Tanner Show, Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. Central on ESPN+. That Diva layup stopped a streak of 7 consecutive field goal misses for ACU. A brief lead for Grand Canyon at 19-18. The last 4 have gone the way of the home team. Grant Foster on the floor, another spin in the paint. Shot up and good. Chance for a 3-point play. As good as advertised, tie on Grant Foster.
There's just not much you can do if you're Hunter Jack Madden. You're playing good defense. But there's, again, look at the size mismatch and a beautiful spin move. Brings his hands down for a second, and the foul is drawn. Another 3-point opportunity for Grant Foster.
Grant Foster at 6'7", Madden at 6'2". And takes advantage.
And that's 2 now on Madden as he'll take a rest for the next at least few minutes.
7 points with the made free throw. He has 7. Moore also has 7. McLean has 5. Deba has 5. Madden all with 5 for ACU. Tie game, 13 minutes deep. Simmons a miss. Tap by Steele. Can't get it to go.
A lot of contact.
Moore in a hurry. More contact. Foul call this time on Simmons. That's Arion's first.
Yeah, just no hesitancy. Always on the attack quickly. That's the Lopes' identity. That's who they are as a team this year. It's why they're 24-3 on the season.
Find a way to get to the line. This is a team that, you hear the stats sometimes, if you can make more free throws than your opponents shoot, you're a good basketball team. Coming in today, Grand Canyon had made 508 free throws. Their opponents had shot 521, so pretty close. But over the course of the year, Grand Canyon has shot 160 more free throws than their opponents. Wow. You'll win a lot of basketball games doing that.
No question.
And the Lopes back on top, a 2-for-2 trip. It's a critical little stretch here for ACU. McLean a jump stop at the left elbow. Steele an offensive board. And a late whistle and a foul. And
Good work.
Steele going to the line.
Good work by Cameron Steele, who had been really quiet over the last stretch, and including that game against Grand Canyon when ACU was on the road. Steele with just 3 points in that game in 14 minutes played.
That was on War. That's his second. Steele again, the senior, 6'8" senior from Minnesota. He plays in his 112th game today in a Wildcat uniform. Cam's been a guy, he's such a role player. He's not the point production scorer this year. He has been over the course of his year. His sophomore year at 16 games in double figures. That's not his role anymore. It's so weird how you have to kind of transition the players who are around you. And Cam's done a nice job. He's a defensive presence, great role player, and makes shots when you need them. A 2-for-2 trip there.
Yeah, it's so tough for players when the coach shuffles up the minute rotation, but Steele has done a good job in his adjustment this season, providing some valuable minutes when he is on the court.
8 on the clock, Harrison back on the floor. He has the 2 fouls. He'll go to work with DeGrew. Step back, got it. Ray Harrison, his first offensive trip back on the floor. 2 early fouls. He's got 6.
And Harrison had a smile running down the court too. He had a great move, great shot.
He's 11th in the WAC at scoring at 13.7. Rivera extended minutes. Fade away, got it.
That may not be the highest quality shot. Head coach Brett Tanner may not like that one, but man, when you connect on that consistency from that distance, you'll rely on him consistently over the next final stretch in the first half.
Right back the other way, nice finish, Luke Ward. Found some space on the left side, finishes.
The offense coming back to life for both sides.
Grand Canyon's made their last 4. Simmons works with McLaughlin. DeGrew, a jump stop. Grant Foster the board. Look at that going coast to coast. Defensive rebound, offensive finish. Tie on Grant Foster. He's got 9.
The Lopes 5 of their last 5. Offense is humming.
Their largest early lead here in the first half, just at 4 points.
Beautiful
Rivera,
pass.
backdoor cut. great look. Yanni Rivera, a guy who doesn't get many minutes, less than 5 a game. 2 big buckets here the last few trips. War, wow, gets Steele off his feet. Hits the jump shot.
Yeah, the nice hesitation against Steele. Brought him back into the paint and created the separation. Offense has looked beautiful for Grand Canyon over the last several possessions.
Simmons, they clear the floor for him on the left side. Reverse with the right hand. Go to work with McLaughlin. Simmons wins the battle.
Simmons makes that look all too easy. And just 1 for 5, now 2 for 6. He was cold to start, a big confidence booster for him.
He's got 4 now in the first half. Harrison a triple, well short. It's an air ball. It stops a string of 6 consecutive field goals made by the visitors today. Lopes, they've got a 2-point lead. 3.5 to go here in the first half. Grand Canyon a 2-point lead. We're right inside Moody Coliseum. Great crowd has made their way here to Abilene. I want to see the top-ranked team in the WAC in the standings. GCU at 24-3. They're 14-2. Lost to Tarleton Thursday, but still a 1.5-game lead as we come down the stretch. And with the WAC resume seeding, GCU is going to be the #1 seed in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they pretty much all but really locked that up, you know, assuming anything crazy would happen in that final stretch. But yeah, you talk about the goals for this Lopes team this season. They have their eyes more on just a conference championship. They want to go deep and make a Cinderella run, but it starts in conference play and taking down ACU.
Cam Steele, a big 3, gives the Wildcats the lead back. Of course, ACU at 6-9. They're tied for that 8th place spot with Utah Tech starting play today. Only the top 8 of 11 make it to the conference tournament. Wildcats playing well here as of late. McLaughlin a tap, across the paint pass, dangerous pass, and turns into a turnover.
Great defense from the Wildcats on the double team to the help defense, forcing the turnover. This is where ACU thrives.
Well, McLaughlin's been very quiet here in the first half, has yet to score. Rivera again, extended minutes with Madden in foul trouble. 6 on the clock for Simmons. Step through with War. Deba a tap, no good, whistle though and a foul. Free throws coming for the Wildcats. Hey, be sure to stay with us at the half. Look at those guys upstairs. There's Roman Raffelli, Matthew Dela Cruz, they're upstairs. They'll have the first half analysis. Before that, Daisy will talk to head coach Brett Tanner, get his thoughts on the first 20 minutes. It's coming up at the half, Grand Canyon and ACU. ACU 10 of 14 now at the line with the miss. War has checked out. You see Sidney Curry, the 6'8 senior, wears number 2, his first minutes tonight. Harrison will come back in for the final 2:15 here at the half. Deba's 6th point, Wildcats a 2-point lead.
ACU with more made free throws than made field goals, and that really paints the picture that we've seen in the first half. Not a lot of outside perimeter shots. It's all about inside the paint, the physicality. It's everything we expected in the first 20 minutes.
Cam Steele, quality minutes, gets a nice ovation as he makes his way to the bench. Mashai Hill is back on the floor. He'll work down with Curry on the inside. Grant Foster, he and Deba out on the perimeter. Now Rivera a chance. Grant Foster lost the dribble. Uncharacteristic turnovers, turnover number 5. McLean, shot. Ball all the way loose, and Simmons has it right at the half-court line. The last 6 have gone the way of ACU. They try to extend. Rivera in the paint. An extra step and a travel. Travel before the shot. Actually, check that. Well, I sure thought he called a travel. My apologies. They call a foul on the floor. It's Ray Harrison. It's his 3rd.
And such a crucial foul, too, for him. Just checked back in about 40 seconds ago.
The official on the near side, Owen, the official on the near side made the traveling gesture. That's what caught my attention, but I believe a foul on the inside on the opposite side.
Yeah, I think they said the foul was before the travel.
And Rivera at the line in the double bonus. And I'll tell you, Owen, we thought it would be a starters game today, but how about Cam Steele with a big 5 points? Rivera now with a big 5 points. The bench playing big time for the home team.
We were through about 10 minutes of this first half, still waiting for our first bench points from either side. And now starting to come into effect. Important minute 20 here for both teams.
It's an 8-0 run for the Wildcats, but free throws now for the Lopes. Foul on the outside.
That'll be Hill's first personal foul for ACU. Just a few minutes out on the court. And these are the stats that they won't show up on the stat sheet when Moore does a great job on the attack, which forces ACU to commit the foul and rewarded with free throw attempts. He does a great job attacking inside.
He leads all scores, the first player in double figures. Colin Moore, the free throw gives him 10. His 10th double figure game of the year. Steele a quick breather back in for Hill after the foul. Zone look here for the Lopes.
Yeah, they want ACU to shoot.
Rivera will in the corner. Easy board for Moore on the backside. Under a minute we go, first half. Great hustle, battle, whistle. Wow. Still waiting. Was a timeout awarded or a jump ball?
I think they called jump ball, but I'm still kind of curious as to how that's the case when you have Harrison, the only one who's touching it. Or correction, Moore. And that's, I think, the argument he's trying to make.
Boy, Bryce Drew's trying to get the explanation too. The possession arrow did not change, so possession stays with the Lopes. The possession arrow did not flip. Not sure what that ended up. Now a whistle and a charge call. Charge on Curry.
Yeah, I'm not sure either on the, what we have in front of us was a held ball, but I did not see a possession arrow change.
It still faces Grand Canyon. We'll see how the second half, who gets first possession. Shot clock, game clock are about the same here. Red Tanner will go ahead and use his use it or lose it timeout. And talk about this last possession. He's got Hunter Jack Madden back on the floor with 28.5 here in the first half. And Owen, I think this has played out pretty much how we anticipated up and down the floor. Shooting might not be quite as good as we thought, but nonetheless, quality 20 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, eerily similar to what we saw the last time both of these teams faced off. Grand Canyon led 33-32, very similar score. The intensity, exactly what we expected. It should be a fun final 20 minutes in the second half.
See what Brett Tanner draws up here on this last possession. He's been very protective of Leo Bettiol and Hunter Jack Madden with the 2 fouls here in the first half. He wants to save them for extended minutes in the second half. Madden is in here on this final offensive possession. Game clock, shot clock, about a 1.5 second difference, so the Wildcats can really hold for the final shot.
Wildcats have a lot of speed on the court.
We've had 5 ties, 4 lead changes in the first 20 minutes. Debo will dribble it down here at the left timeline. Under 10 we go. Debo attacks the right block. Got it to go. Great end to the first half. Ali Debo gets to the rim and finishes. It's a 4-point Wildcat lead halfway through. ACU shoots 39% in the first half, 11 of 28. Our halftime score, ACU 38. Grand Canyon 34. Brett Tanner's courtside with Daisy Stride. Daisy, it's all yours.
Hey, Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
We got to be better defensively. I thought we were really good to start, and then late in the second half, we were letting them get to the rim, and we fouled way too much. So we've got to settle in defensively. Offensively, we just got to keep attacking the rim.
You had 13 points off the bench. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with Yanni. He stepped up when we had some foul trouble and did his job. That's what we need if we want to be successful.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Coach Tanner. 38-34, our halftime score. Roman and Matthew, they'll be upstairs with your halftime report. This is WAC basketball from Abilene. It's right here on ESPN+.
38-34 over the Grand Canyon Antelopes after the first half. I'm Roman Raffaele, joined by Matthew De La Cruz. Phenomenal first half from both teams there. Matthew, what'd you like?
I loved ACU defense in that first half, Roman. GCU is highly efficient at scoring in the paint. ACU knew that coming in, and they've run this pack line defense, and they've shut down the paint to give them a 4-point lead in this first half.
Absolutely. GCU loves to play bully ball, get the low leverage, and just score on you in your face. And ACU's done an excellent job of not allowing them to do that and forcing the ball out, which they've not shot well either. So it's been a great first half.
And moreover, ACU getting to the free throw line, both teams getting to the free throw line, shooting efficiently. Tarleton, last week when GCU played them, they gave up 29 second half free throws. ACU's on pace to get 40 free throws in this game. Teams nationally are 13 and 76 when giving up 40 or more free throws. ACU on pace for success in this one. For GCU coming out, they need to continue to run through Colin Moore. 11 points in that first half, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and get Tyron Grant Foster going. Again, 9 points for him. They need to run through their 2 stars, get them going in the paint so they can find success and take care of business here in Moody Coliseum.
Absolutely, and what we've seen really play a factor in this game is that ACU's had a very balanced scoring attack. They've had a lot of guys with 5, 6, 7 points versus Grand Canyon only having a few main scorers with a high frequency shooting. So if ACU can continue to spread the ball, get good passing, get good looks, not turn the ball over, they're going to be in business coming down the stretch here.
Yes, Roman, I totally agree. And if GCU can limit their fouling down the stretch, they should have a good chance to win this matchup. But ACU, if they keep attacking, it'll be tough. It's going to be an exciting second half, and I'm excited to watch it play out.
Absolutely. And taking a look down the stretch here, ACU is going to have a very favorable matchup down the stretch. They got 4 games left. 2 of those teams looking to be in the WAC tournament, and 2 of them, are not great teams, but ACU can win them. March 13th through the 16th is when that tournament's going to take place. And if ACU can win 3 out of their next 5, including this one today, they're going to have a shot at making that tournament and maybe making a run like they did a few years ago.
For GCU, projected 12th seed in the NCAA tournament. WAC play is important, but not the end of the world. ACU, backs against the walls, like you were saying. They need to win these games. They need to continue and get some momentum before they hit the road for these next few weeks so they can increase their chances of getting into the WAC tournament and take that 8th spot.
Absolutely. Really exciting first half here in Moody Coliseum on the campus of Abilene Christian University. That'll do it for us. I'm Roman Raffaele, joined by Matthew De La Cruz. Now for Chris Jarrett, joined by Ali Deba on our ESPN Plus feature.
Talk about your experience of beginning life in America. Where were you at and what did that look like?
So my senior year in high school, I went to a school in Florida that's called Central Point Christian Academy. That's where everything started. That's when I went and I played basketball there. We won state champs that year, so it was fun.
Began your playing career at Chicago State. Didn't really play that much, but what was Chicago like for you?
I love Chicago. It was a nice, beautiful city. I love the city. I love my teammates. I had some good teammates that showed me around. It was a fun time to be at.
Do you have any family in the States, in the United States?
Dude, I got my older brother that plays in South Carolina right now. He's in the basketball team. We talk every day about this life, basketball, and he gave me a lot of advice too, because he already done this. He's a grad student, so he's been through it, and he just helps me with everything I need.
How does that help you when you've got, even though it's just phone calls, FaceTimes, texts, why is that important to you?
Well, I feel like family is everything, so just talking to my brother that's not too far away from me just helps. Like, just help me with life and just everything.
When you go from Chicago State and you're looking for where you're going to be next, why was it ACU? What stood out to you about the program?
I would say the family environment, like that was the biggest thing for me. Like, it felt like this was the most at home. Like when I talked to my family, this was the most that actually connected with me. I like the coaches, I like my teammates. I was actually talking to Leo when I came, and he was like the biggest one that made me come here, actually. When I came, they had like 4 or 5 international here, so that helped me a lot. It made my decision so much easier.
Here in January,
What about ACU, now that you're here, now that you've seen it, what has changed the most for you as a person when you look at the person that came here and started here? What's changed the most?
I would say I got closer to God. Like when I got here, I got closer to God. That was the biggest thing for me. And that's probably why I came here too, just to get close to God.
How has that impacted your life?
Impacts me in everything. Like everything you do, just having God on your side would help you a lot.
Second half, the Wildcats a 4-point lead here at the break at 38-34. Good first 20 minutes of basketball. We'll do it again. Another 20 minutes here on the clock as we welcome you back inside Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. For Grand Canyon, they shoot 55% in the first half. 12 of just 22 field goal attempts in 20 minutes. They did get to the free throw line. But, Owen, when you look at the stats, how about that rebounding category that stands out? ACU well out in front.
Yeah, that was a big surprise in the first 20 minutes. A Grand Canyon team that outsizes ACU in just about every position. But despite all that, ACU a +6 in the rebound margin, all thanks to Ali Diba as well. 5 rebounds leading both teams in that category. 3 on the offensive glass. It's a big reason why the Wildcats are in front in the first 20.
18-12, the difference there in rebounds. The bench, 13 points off the bench for the Wildcats. Cam Steele had a nice first half with 5 points, as well as extended minutes, I thought, for Yanni Rivera, who had 6 points in that first half as well. Diva leads the way with 8 for Grand Canyon. Colin Moore with 9. Tyon Grant Foster had 9. Colin Moore actually 11. Tyon Grant Foster with 9. Harrison was 6. Gabe McLaughlin was very quiet. 17 minutes of play. No points on just 0 of 2 shooting. Grand Canyon's been in this situation again. The Wildcats as well. It was a 1-point game in Phoenix. Grand Canyon had a 1-point lead in Phoenix before winning by 10. So 20 minutes down and 20 to go here in the second half.
And on top of it all, Grand Canyon now has to deal with foul trouble with Harrison and War. 3 personal fouls to start the second half. We'll see how they decide to make those adjustments in the final 20 minutes. Key players for Grand Canyon now on the road. You don't want to lose 2 in a row before returning home.
You may remember right at the end of the first half, we had a jump ball situation. We weren't quite sure if it was a jump ball because the possession arrow on the far side did not flip. Grand Canyon was awarded that jump ball. They kept the arrow, but at halftime that was corrected. So the Wildcats will get the ball here to start the second half. Starting 5 on the floor. Betty All with 2 fouls. Madden also has 2 fouls. So a little bit of concern for Brett Tanner in the foul category. On the other side, Harrison has 3. He does start here in half number 2. Possession will stay with the Wildcats. The shot clock did reset.
Just like we saw the first half, going to attack on the first possession. The physicality is still here.
Betty All only 7 minutes in that first half. Brett Tanner rolled the dice, got good minutes from Steele and Mashai Hill to allow Betty All to stay on the bench with just the 2 fouls. Harrison 6 points in the first half, a look at a 3. Falls out. Grand Canyon remains without a 3-point make today. They're 0 for 4 from deep.
Yeah, 23 attempts, only 4 outside the perimeter. And Grand Canyon, they think they can beat ACU going inside. And again, that's their identity. They like to attack inside the glass.
Well, they lead the conference in 3-point percentage at 35. As Deeb on a backdoor cut, Simmons another assist. We've said that a few times today. It's a 6-point lead. 6-point lead, the largest of the afternoon. ACU extended to 5 in the first half, but now it's 6. Harrison almost had his 4th as he led with the shoulder. Run out now. McLean gives to Deba. Whistle though, and I believe a technical foul. Bryce Drews just picked up a technical.
It is so rare to see a technical foul on the coach during a fast break for ACU, where they had the numbers too.
That was a unique time. It was 2-on-1, McLean and Deba. Bryce Drew has been given a technical foul. I think he was upset on contact on the last offensive set. I thought Harrison led with the off shoulder and almost picked up his 4th.
I did too.
So Deba at the line to shoot the technicals. Here's another look at that offensive set on a 2-on-1 break. And Bryce Drew well out on the floor.
Yeah, outside the coach's box there, no doubt about it. But still a very interesting time to call that technical. Or the Wildcats, you know, there's no guarantee for the 2 points, but they had a great opportunity on the 2-on-1 fast break.
So an 8-point lead and possession. Deba jump stop blocked, and a nice block by Moore. Deba right side.
Trying to get it to Simmons.
Inside to Simmons. There he goes to work against McLaughlin. Gabe challenges and wins.
Great defense from the Lopes.
And now McLaughlin on the inside has it poked away. Whistle though and a foul. Simmons called. McLaughlin to the line.
It was about to be an automatic 2 as Simmons tries to poke it away, make him try and earn it at the free throw line.
It's Arion's 2nd. Gabe McLaughlin at the line, the redshirt senior. Averages 14.7 a game. That's good enough for 8th in the WAC. But again, scoreless so far. It's 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds in his career at Grand Canyon. His 5th season at GCU. And one of the better Instagram follows. If you're on Instagram, go follow Gabe McLaughlin. Some quality content.
Arion Simmons with a little bit of a limp coming off the floor as he heads to the bench. Something we'll keep an eye on.
Cam Steele with quality minutes in that first half. His first time on the hardwood here in the second. 2 for 2 trip for McLaughlin. See if that's the spark that Gabe needs to get going. Deba, the first Wildcat in double figures. Whistle and believe an offensive foul call. Cam Steele gets caught with an illegal screen.
Yeah, right there with the left arm, I think wrapping up McLaughlin.
Harrison with the screen from Brennan. They work the pick and roll. Duke will go up with the left hand. Betty all challenges. Grant Foster a drive on Deba. And got the roll.
Tough shot with contact. Back to a 4-point game. The bleeding stopping for Grand Canyon. Looking for a couple more stops.
That's 11 for Grant Foster. His 25th double-figure game. All but 2 this year. He's been in double digits. Betty all with Brennan. Got up underneath the basket. Now Betty all up over the back. That's his third. Got too deep that time with Brennan, and by the time he went to take the shot, was a little disoriented where he was, and comes up over the back of Brennan.
I think he was lucky not to get the offensive foul before the shot attempt with his left elbow on the spin. But nonetheless, good defense from Grand Canyon.
McLaughlin will work against Steele, right baseline. Lost it, gets it back, fouled again, and more free throws.
And it just beats Steele. Trying to go around Madden, and some contact there, and that's Steele's second personal.
This is setting up to be a battle of attrition down the final few minutes. McLaughlin, a 76% free throw shooter.
And this is big for ACU as well, because the status for Arion Simmons unclear. Looks like he's getting stretched out behind the bench.
4 for 4 at the line. It's a 6-0 Grand Canyon run to get back within 2. Deba needs some help. Gets it back in the corner. Drives baseline, gets by Brennan and finishes. Our impact player, Ali Deba, 15.5 a game. He's got 14.
Beat him right off the gun to the baseline on the left side. A big defensive mistake for the Lopes.
Errant pass by Harrison, chance to run. Madden decides to pull it out. Boy, ACU had numbers 4 on 2. Deba will attack against Brennan and finish. 4 straight for the Wildcats to push it back to 6.
16 points for Deba.
Harrison with a screen. McLaughlin. He'll challenge Steele again. Spin, fade, shot.
Wow.
Good. Gabe McLaughlin's got 6. Starting to heat up.
The stars are shining for both teams. Deba already above his season average.
Seeing the depth of Grand Canyon offensively. And now a 2-3 zone. Betty-All works on Brennan again. 3 consecutive trips in the paint. Leo Betty-All and 1.
Everything going right for the Wildcats. This is how you break a zone. And picking up his third foul is Brennan. Leo with a 3-point opportunity when we return. What a performance.
Wildcats have made their last 3 shots. They've got the 6-point lead. WAC basketball, we're on ESPN+.
The world needs more light workers and courageous leaders who inspire us. Game changers and risk takers who never play small. Creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
Grand Canyon 6-0 run followed by ACU scoring the last 4 has it back to a 6-point lead at 48-46. 42. Wildcats 15:36 remaining here this afternoon. Bryce drew the technical foul a moment ago. And Leo Bettiol at the line trying to finish the three-point play. Great interior work here the last 3 possessions. Shot is up and good. Here's a look at the schedule today. Utah Tech versus UTA. SFA and Utah Valley already playing today. Utah Valley was way out in front there. Cal Baptist was here the other day. They're in Stephenville this afternoon, and then Rio Grande Valley and Seattle do battle later this afternoon up in the Great Northwest. ACU will show 2-3 zone this trip down. Aiden Igiehan is back in for the Wildcats. The 3 left short. It's still an empty well from deep for the Lopes.
Yeah, I really like the decision to go to the zone. Grand Canyon, they have seemed very hesitant to shoot that 3 ball today.
Luke War is in first time second half, as is Blackshear. Simmons a drive, too strong, gets it back. Missed that one. 11th offensive rebound despite missing the shot.
That's why the Wildcats are ahead. Rebounding has been key.
War look at a 3. Igiehan rips it down.
That is a big man board right there. Gets the crowd excited.
And that's a pride moment. You know, Aiden Igiehan, the transfer from Grand Canyon. He was played in this game last year in the other uniform on the visitors' side.
You know this game means a little bit more to him than most. He won't say it, but when you go up against your former teammates, your former team, that was the jersey you used to wear. There's a sense of pride. Okay, it's time for me to put my best effort forward.
After 2 seasons at Louisville, then here to ACU after a year at Grand Canyon. The nickname of the Irish Hulk. McLean a breather to Grew back in.
And Simmons also good for Wildcat fans to see him back out on the floor.
Grant Foster a short breather, also back on the floor. Madden a drive. Contact with Harrison. Officials let him play through. Harrison the other way in a hurry. McLaughlin a look at a 3. And Igiehan finds the loose basketball again.
And the Wildcats was winning those 50-50 balls.
Grand Canyon still shooting 47%. This feels like it's been a tough shooting day, but they're still at 47. Right at their average. Run out for Harrison, 2-on-2. To War, trailing the play, and he finishes. Nice transition bucket.
Yeah, big miscommunication with Deba, who was supposed to crash inside and help out Madden. Instead, Madden had to pick a defender, and an easy opportunity for the Lopes.
War has 6. In 5 of the last 6 games, he's been in double figures. Whistle away from the basketball. And Grant Foster the foul. His second. Harrison with 3, War has 3. Brennan also with 3. Grant Foster just picked up number 2. On the other side, Bettiol has 3. He's the only Wildcat with 3 fouls. 5-point lead.
ACU still trying to find something inside.
It's just 3 on the clock. Deba step on Grant Foster. Ali Deba's got 18.
So consistent, 7 for 12, 5 rebounds, and a couple assists in just 24 minutes.
Lead at 7. Blackshear a step. Layup left side with the right hand. Javon Blackshear, 5th season. Grand Canyon playing in his 116th game today. Of course, missed the majority of last year with the injury. Came back about halfway through this season. Former WAC Freshman of the Year. Madden the 3, too strong. Here's Grant Foster in a hurry. McLaughlin, another look. Still empty from deep. 0 for 8, the Lopes from 3.
A glass on top of the rim. All it takes is one, though, for Grand Canyon to get it back in rhythm. Both teams now settling in here in the second half.
Simmons, high-low catch. Iggy Ahan, McLaughlin let him go. Aiden has his first 2 today.
Great position up against McLaughlin. Inside the paint.
Grant Foster will try from deep, and there it is, the first triple.
It was a good screen by McLaughlin to create that separation in the corner.
14 now, tie on Grant Foster. Simmons gets War off his feet, attacks. McLaughlin the board.
Tough afternoon for Simmons. Good shots, but just can't get the target. 2 for 11.
McLaughlin versus Iggy Ahan, the spin, the finish. He's got 8. A quiet first half, he's coming to life. And a Brett Tanner timeout. I think this is more of a catch your breath type of timeout. 10:42 left, second half. Wildcats hanging on to a 2-point lead, 53-51. 53-51, back-to-back timeouts. The under 12 timeout, the media timeout. The foul on McLaughlin that last trip, just his first. Gabe with 8 points, 4 of 4 at the line, 2 of 6. Grant Foster leads the way with 14, 6 for Harrison, 6 for War. Moore has 11. Haven't seen much of Moore here in the second half. Brennan also with 4. Ollie Diva, it's been the Ollie Diva show. He has 18, the only Wildcat in double figures as of yet. Give him 2 more, give him 20.
The selfless basketball in full effect for the Wildcats. McLean could have tried to embrace the contact underneath, but instead gives it to Diva, and he's up to 20 points.
McLaughlin with Simmons. Back to the basket, needs some help. 10 on the clock for Blackshear. Back to McLaughlin. Extra pass, Grant Foster down the baseline. Rolls out, foul on Simmons. Great attack on the extra pass. Grant Foster to the line.
Yeah, it started onto the corner. Let's take a look though. There's McLean underneath and a nice dish to Diva. Madden was in trouble too in the corner, double teamed, but got off quickly.
The basket by Diva, his 7th game of 20 plus after the make. GCU 14 of now 17 at the line. ACU 16 of 20. Turnovers, both teams have been impressive. Grand Canyon's only turned it over 8 times. ACU has only turned it over 6 times today. 1 for 2 trip. Brennan back in. War will check out. The Wildcats attacked Brennan hard the last time he was in. 3 straight trips they scored. As soon as Bettiol came off the bench, Brennan came off the bench as well.
We'll see if they keep going back to Bettiol, who had a lot of success too to start this second half.
Whistle, offensive foul. Still got caught. Brett Tanner doesn't agree. Cam's got his 3rd.
Yeah, taking a look at it from the aerial view, and yeah, a little bit of movement. Those calls are tough to make in the moment.
3-point game as we go under 10. Brennan behind the defense on the pick and roll. Pass deflected, Brennan stayed with it. He's got 6, it's a 1-point game.
Great adjustment by Brennan. Off of the tip pass from Madden. Just like that, back to a 1-point game.
And now Brennan on the inside with Bettiol. The sophomore Brennan got caught. And that's his fourth. Second defensive possession after checking back in. It's a short-lived stretch of time for Brennan. Here comes Luke War right back in.
Still a lot of size on the floor for Grand Canyon.
Madden's had a hard time getting shots off today, just 5 attempts. Betty all on a drive, lost the dribble, lost it out of bounds.
Right idea, just poor execution that time for the Wildcats. Now Grand Canyon has some momentum. They've made 3 of their last 3, and now a couple stops defensively.
And a chance to take the lead back, trailed by 8 earlier in the half. McLaughlin squares up a 3, got it! Gabe McLaughlin has 11 after a quiet first half.
It was on target the whole way. Now the second made triple for the Lopes.
Diva back to work. Boy, Ali Diva's been fantastic today. Closing in on a career high. 25 is that number, he's got 22. Now Blackshear in the corner, back-to-back triples.
There it is, it's contagious. It's been quiet, but it's coming to life now in the final 8.
GCU 54% shooting today, 20 of 37. On a day when it feels like points have been hard to come by. Down the stretch we come, 7:58 to go. The Lopes, they'll play with the lead when we come back. WAC basketball on ESPN+. 60-57. Grand Canyon's getting hot from the outside. Back-to-back threes. Gabe McLaughlin, Javon Blackshear, and that's what good teams do. They just continue to fight, continue to press, continue to shoot. Eventually they fall in, and now they got a 3-point lead.
They know how much this game means to the final stretch here in February. You return home after this, but you got to find a win on the road. You came up short against Tarleton on Thursday. You don't want to do the same here, and they've done a good job in the past couple minutes. Now can they finish the job?
Conversation about Grand Canyon getting into the NCAA tournament. Some people think they've got a legitimate shot as an at-large. Others think they've got to win the tournament as Simmons is fouled. Of course, Thursday doesn't help that they lost at Tarleton, and back-to-back would certainly hurt their cause going down the stretch.
And this is going to be the 4th personal foul on War. So he's been in foul trouble pretty much all game long.
So decisions to make here for Coach Bryce Drew. War with 4, Brennan also with 4. So foul trouble down on the inside. Looks like he'll stay with War at the moment.
We talked about how Arion Simmons, he's been such a key factor for the Wildcats this season, but has struggled against Grand Canyon. Was 2 for 11 the last time they faced off. He's 2 for 12 today, but now just trying to find a way to score. Does it at the free throw line.
6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for the big man. Harrison goes to work against Madden, and Hunter jacked the foul.
And Tanner doesn't like that call against Madden. But Grand Canyon can get those 2 points right back. You take a look here at the floor level. Nice angle. Yeah, the hands are down for a second, but that's tough. Tough call.
That's Madden's 3rd. Harrison with 6 points, all in the first half. Scored his 1,000th point in a GCU uniform earlier in the first half. This one eerily similar to the one we played last year here in Abilene. Grand Canyon a 2-point win. Arion Simmons missed a 3 at the horn. Grand Canyon held on to win by 2. Possession to stay here with the Lopes. Here's Brennan back in with 4 fouls.
Yeah, starter with just 13 minutes because of the foul trouble, but when he's been on the floor, he's been a real threat offensively. 3 for 5 today.
Harrison with Madden again, right side, the jump stop. Long rebound, chance to run. McLean, jump stop, floater. McLaughlin the board.
Yeah, rushed that one a little too quickly.
Just enough of a challenge from McLaughlin. And McLean missed it. Now Gabe, a triple, buries it. And after starting 0 for 8 from deep, the Lopes have hit their last 4.
Largest lead of the afternoon for Grand Canyon.
5-point spread. Bettiol with Brennan and 4 fouls. Repost. Left-handed baby hook rolls out. Wildcats down below 40% shooting now at 19 of 49. Heat check from McLaughlin.
Wildcats fortunate to have the ball. Lopes were making a big effort for it, and I was surprised to see them let him shoot it. But ACU will get the basketball nonetheless.
McLaughlin up to 14 points now after the scoreless first half. 14 points, 5 rebounds.
What's really impressive is, despite ACU just shooting 38%, allowing Grand Canyon to shoot 54%, ACU has led for majority of this game up until this final stretch.
See if Deba gets a touch on this possession. Simmons working downhill. Possession will stay here with the Wildcats.
And Simmons is forcing a lot of shots on the attack. Need to try and find something else. That shot hasn't fallen.
Bettiol with Brennan. And got the nice friendly and Moody Coliseum roll. Bettiol's got 8. Has to be on the defensive end for the home team. Blackshear, right side. Grant Foster down the baseline. 10 on the clock. McLaughlin in the paint. Tries to throw it down, a foul call. And Bettiol has his 4th.
I love the ball movement from Grand Canyon. They stayed persistent, swinging it across the perimeter. And finally on the attack, they saw the opportunity as ACU was trying to get back. And now more foul trouble, this time for the Wildcats that they have to deal with.
Lopes haven't missed many at the line today, 16 of 21. The chess match continues as Cam Steele will replace Bettiol. Leo has 4 fouls. 4-point game and a Bryce Drew timeout. GCU. (65-61), 5.5 to go. Come back for a great finish here from Abilene. (65-61). Here come the Wildcats down by 4. The Lopes, who trailed by 8, have come all the way back. Madden a look at a 3. Well long. Simmons an offensive board. Fouled by Brennan. His day's come to an end. And another offensive rebound here for the Wildcats.
That's what's kept ACU in this game. They haven't shot the ball as efficiently as Grand Canyon. They've gotten a lot more opportunities. 14 offensive rebounds.
Brennan's day has come to an end. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 5 shooting. Check that, 6 points, 3 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting. But his day has come to an end. He and Luke War have shared minutes at the 5 position. War also has 4 fouls, so don't be surprised if the Wildcats continue to pound the paint.
And right on cue, War in with 4 personal fouls. I'm curious to see what Grand Canyon would do if War also fouls out. They're a much smaller lineup, which could be to ACU's advantage.
We saw Sidney Curry in the first half at just limited minutes. 2-for-2 trip for Arion. It's a 2-point game.
Implications are so high for both teams. The Lopes trying to get back on track. ACU trying to make it to the conference tournament. It could be decided here today.
McLaughlin works on Steele. Steps through a double team, missed the shot. Had it stripped out of his hands.
I think Steele even got a little bit of contact on a block.
Simmons downhill, blocked by War.
They are not giving Simmons any opportunity on the attack. Off balance, and a nice recovery by War to send that one out of bounds.
Blackshear caught himself in a tough spot. No contact, decided not to foul, and War trailing the play gets the block. Madden works with Harrison, and Harrison has 4. It's bonus time as well. Hunter Jack Madden to the free throw line.
Headed down to the final stretch. And what better way to decide it than at the free throw line, where we've seen attempts after attempts, first and second half here in Abilene today. Be the 25th and 26th attempts for ACU.
Madden with just 5 points today on 1 for 6 shooting. He is 2 for 2 from the stripe, 80% free throw shooter. It's going to come down to execution, taking care of the ball, making some free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, Grand Canyon, foul trouble. It's going to be so crucial over the next couple of minutes.
We got a tie ball game with 4:45 left. ACU trying to get to Las Vegas in the WAC tournament. GCU trying to better their standings for the NCAA tournament down the stretch. Grant Foster leaves that one short. ACU started the day tied for 8th with Utah Tech. Top 8 teams will be in Las Vegas in 3 weeks. Diba step. He's got 24. Match that number on his jersey. Wildcats back up by 2 and a Bright Street timeout. Have yourself a day, Ali Diba. 24 for the junior. Come back for the last 4:08 Wildcats. They've got a 2-point lead. It's a 6-0 Wildcat run. Ali Diba scored 20 in Phoenix. He's got 24 today, Owen.
And his attack outside the perimeter is so tough to defend. He'll beat you in the first, second. And he's been so efficient as well inside the paint. 10 for 15 today. This is a statement game for both teams. And we have 4 minutes to decide who's the winner.
The final game for GCU in the state of Texas. 5 games in the WAC in the state. A foul here as Harrison is fouled. Nasir DeGru, who has just come in, picks up the foul. It's bonus for the Lopes as well, so Ray Harrison to the line.
And the fans don't like it, but I got to give credit to this officiating team today. They've called it tight on both sides. Free throw numbers very equal.
Matt Rafferty, James Ford, Jake Hers are three-man officiating crew today. Grant Foster has 15 today. McLaughlin, who was scoreless at the half, also with 15. Moore has 11. Harrison now with 8. .9 Matthias. It's our 8th tie today. It comes at 67.
Next 2 minutes are crucial for Grand Canyon. Your primary ball handler has 4. Your big man has 4. Limit the fouls.
McLaughlin will get the defensive assignment on Simmons. War has steal. Harrison works against McLean. Kavion a step. 10 on the clock. Madden will fire. McLaughlin the board. Good defensive series for the Lopes.
That was huge for Grand Canyon. Now a chance to get right back on top.
Harrison loses his footing, keeps the dribble. Little push on McLean. Left the shot short. 3 minutes to go in Abilene. Give and go, McLean, the finish. Matt the assist.
Great eyes by Madden and quick off-ball movement by McLean. Perfect execution.
2-point Wildcat lead. McLaughlin will drive on steal. Missed. War is there to put it back up and in. Luke War's got 8.
Knotted up once again. A rare second chance opportunity for Grand Canyon. It pays off.
Stops the streak of 0 for their last 5. McLean, mismatch. Entry pass to Simmons, deflected, whistle, and a timeout granted. Simmons down on the floor to get possession. Timeout awarded for the Wildcats. 69 apiece with 2:09 left.
High IQ by the senior. He knew he was in a bad position, but good call for timeout to keep them with possession. And now a big play to draw up for Tanner with 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, so this will be a big possession, just 6 on the shot clock, but I think Owen here in the last 2:09. Again, War has 4 fouls, Harrison has 4 fouls. You have to work the offense through the 2 Wildcats who are being defended by those 2 players, see if you can get a 5th foul and get to the free throw line.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of key plays, a lot of opportunities as well for both of these teams. If it ever comes down to the final possession for Grand Canyon with a chance to win, you know they're going to go for it too. With the foul trouble they have and already 1 player gone with Brennan.
So 6 on the clock after the timeout. Bettiol is back in for steal.
This should not be a big debate. You have to find Deba wherever he is. He has the green light. 24 points, carrying his team on offense.
Moore is also back in after an extended breather. Here's Deba, as you called. Missed the shot. McLaughlin cleans up the board. We're tied with 2 minutes left. The leading scorer for the Lopes, Tyon Grant Foster a step.
Beat Deba right outside the perimeter.
Moore has Madden. Give and go again. McLean blocks from behind. Luke Ward, another big swat. 15 on the shot clock.
It was a similar opportunity we saw a few possessions ago for ACU, but this time Madden saw McLean a little too late, giving Grand Canyon that opportunity.
McLean to inbound. Madden will reset. Works a pick and roll, Bettiol. Whistle and a reach. If it's on War, that's his 5th. McLaughlin had Bettiol, but I think it's War who comes over and help and reaches in. Luke War's day is done. 8 points, 4 rebounds. the second big to foul out. He'll join Duke Brennan with 5 fouls.
I talked about the 4-minute mark, make it through 2 minutes. They did that. They would have loved to have him, though, just a little bit longer. Now the question, who do they bring in?
Does Sidney Curry get the call? Nope, Coach Drew will go with a smaller lineup. Blackshear will check in. So look at the upcoming schedule, just 2 weeks left. A road trip for the Wildcats next week to Utah. They'll wrap up at home with Seattle and Utah Valley. Control their own destiny with these 4 left. Grand Canyon just 3 games left back at home for RGV and SFA. They'll finish at California Baptist, who's really struggled here the last few weeks with the loss of Dominique Daniels. Free throw line, a crunch. It's an 0 for 2 trip. Madden an offensive board, and he's fouled. Bailing out his teammate Leo Bettiol, who missed 2.
That is the championship effort, as most coaches would put it. The small guys stepping up in the big moment. And now back to the free throw line. Costly mistake for the Lopes after 2 rare misses from ACU.
Madden's inching close to double figures. Diva's still the only Wildcat double figures. Madden, Simmons, Bettiol all with 8. McLean has 7.
Free throw attempt number 30 for ACU here.
And our 10th tie of the afternoon with 1:28 on the clock. Grant Foster will run the point. Moore a step, and a 2-handed flush. Colin Moore gives the Lopes the lead back.
The ball movement has been exquisite all day long for Grand Canyon, and that led to the 2-hand flush.
Debo will try to answer. McLean a triple. Wildcats lead with 50 seconds left. McLean. His second from deep. Grant Foster a pull-up. Betty on the board. There's about a 7-second difference. I don't know if the Lopes can play it out, and they'll go ahead and foul. There's the Blackshear foul. Colin Moore gives the Lopes the lead on a 2-handed flush. Kavion McLean on the other end buries the 3, and he'll step to the free throw line.
McLean all season long struggled from the 3-point line, shooting 28% this season. But that's his second triple of the game and one of the biggest of his career at ACU.
Just 11 threes on the year. He's got 2 big ones today to go with 2 free throws. It's a 3-point lead with 30 seconds left.
Shot clock still on, but doesn't make much of a difference here.
Quick Bryce Drew timeout in the front court with 28.1 left. 76-73. Oh, and I don't think Grand Canyon has to go for the 3 quite yet. They can get a quick attack, get back to a 1-point game, and then defend it out.
No, I 100% agree.
We'll see how they draw it up, how Bryce Drew will draw it up. Kavion McLean now with 12 points on, again, 2 for 3 from deep. And I think you nailed it, Owen. Maybe the biggest one of his career.
And he's been so quiet all season long, or I should say all game long. And now coming to life in the second half in the biggest moments. That's the biggest 3 all season long for ACU, going up against one of the best mid-majors in the country.
The Lopes 24-3, the same record as UConn, Purdue, Houston, in trouble with 28.1 left. Tyon Grant Foster was 17 today, McLaughlin 13. Moore with the two-handed flush gave him 13. Diva 24, McLean 12. Madden with 9, Betty All with 8. 10 ties, 8 lead changes. Nothing determined with 28.1 left.
I think it's a good idea for the Lobes to take it inside, find something where you've had a lot of success. Draw up your best play. Now is the time. And I think you can turn this into a free throw battle. There's still plenty of time left on the clock. No need to rush a three-point shot just yet.
Grant Foster will inbound, far sideline in the front court. Blackshirt, Harrison, McLaughlin, and Moore on the floor. Harrison runs the point. Step back three. Diva, great contest. Simmons the rebound. And there's a Blackshirt foul. It's a free throw contest with 16.3 left.
Really surprised to see them go for the three-point shot. And it was well contested against Diva. Nearly got it to fall. But once again, we talked about this throughout the game. The Wildcats have been winning that rebound battle. Another key defensive rebound for the Wildcats and a chance to make it a two-possession advantage.
So Arion Simmons to the stripe. It is double bonus, 2 free throws. Simmons 4 of 6 at the line today. He's made it a two-possession game. On a day when Arion is 2 for 14 from the field, ACU has the WAC leader on the ropes. Harrison will push, down by 4. Contact, missed the shot. Simmons the board. And DeGrew will try to dribble it out. McLaughlin the foul. Wildcats back to the line. ACU is 3.9 seconds away from a 4-game winning streak. Backs against the wall, laying on the mat 2 weeks ago at 3-9 in conference. They're 4 seconds away from a 4-game winning streak.
4-game winning streak that has turned the season around, a complete 180 from where they were just a few weeks ago. This is the biggest win for the Wildcats this season.
Grand Canyon will leave Texas their first 2-game skid in more than a year. And really hurts their at-large opportunities in the NCAA tournament. Grant Foster will flush it to finish. They will count the basket. 79-75. Wildcats pull off the big win here in Abilene. Here come the kids. Wildcats move to 12-15, 7-9 in conference. Grand Canyon falls to 24-4. They are 14-3. Your final score, ACU 79, Grand Canyon 75. Grand Canyon shoots 50% on the day, 26 of 52. The Wildcats just 38%, but 10 more free throws for ACU today. The rebounds plus 11 against the Lobes here today, Owen.
And that was the difference. All game long, it was about their ability to get second chance opportunities, and they found it in just about every corner. What a win for the Wildcats.
Ali Diva, 24 points for the Wildcats. He is courtside with Daisy Stride. Daisy, it's all yours.
This is your 4th consecutive win, this time against number 1. What does this win mean to you?
A lot. We just feel like we needed this one to get to the conference tournament, so it's a big one for us.
You had 24 points, a really big game for you. How did you feel on the court today?
Felt good. My teammates found me and they gave me some good passes so I can score easy buckets.
Congratulations on this win. Roman, up to you.
Thanks, Daisy. Welcome back inside our third floor broadcast studio. ACU with a phenomenal win. Matthew, what'd you like about that one?
I like the relentlessness from ACU down the stretch. GCU came out of halftime. They were willing and able to fight back into this one. ACU looked like they were out of the game with about 5 minutes left, down 5. GCU had all the momentum, but thanks to Ali Deba, ACU stayed into this one. Ali Deba, 24 points, obviously. Gabe McLaughlin kept GCU in this game, 15 points. ACU, though, they stayed consistent down the stretch, and they took care of business. Kavion McClain with that clutch 3 at the end. What a performance. Season-defining performance for ACU in this matchup.
Absolutely, and win or loss in this game, ACU proved that they belong in the WAC tournament. They've fought hard down the stretch, they beat good teams, and they've shown that they deserve a spot in that tournament and to maybe make a run through there, and who knows what happens. We could see them in March.
ACU controlling the rebounds, 40 rebounds, despite being a smaller team overall. GCU 29 rebounds. Then we go back to free throw percentage and free throw shot in the game. 36 free throws for ACU. ACU got 79 points in that game. Both keys to the game coming into this one, and ACU executed. They got the job done.
Absolutely, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Big or small your opponent, doesn't matter. If you can do the little things right, get rebounds and shoot free throws, you're going to be successful. Well, that'll do it up here for us. Thank you for watching here on, and we'll see Andy halftime.
Punch had a counter punch today. The last punch was an 8-0 run by the Wildcats. They get the 6-point win.
And a big part of it, Kavion McClain, the big 3-point shot. We talked all game long about how this game was going to be decided on the interior, but the big 3-pointer changed the whole complexity of the final minute and a half. A crucial 3 for the Wildcats that we talked about just going a couple weeks ago. ACU may not even make the conference tournament. Now, a 4-game win streak, and now Grand Canyon needs to win the conference tournament to make March Madness.
You bet. Huge momentum for the Wildcats with 4 games to play, and WAC Vegas on the horizon. Now for ACU at 7-9 in conference play. Owen, great job. We'll do it again down the road.
Absolutely. Love working with you.
You bet. 79-73, our final score. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN network, streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, for Owen Simpson, Matthew Dela Cruz, Roman Raffelli, and Daisy Strine, led by Hutton Harris, good night from Abilene, Texas.